What's up, guys? So, before I start talking about all the hate in the world, I've been doing a lot of buying and selling and trading in ATVs and stuff lately, buying some stuff for my kids. When was the last time anybody's seen one of these? Can you see it? I can't tell if you can see it or not. I can't see it the hell. Oh, there it is. The 1985 Honda Odyssey FL 350R. And it runs, drives, it needs a master cylinder on it. Brake master cylinder is all it needs. It's not in the best shape. It's not perfect by any means, but it's also not destroyed. It still has the original seat belt, original seat, all the plastic. I got all the fenders for it. So we're gonna rock this thing out. We're gonna see what we can do with this for the kids. It's actually really cool. It's got tanks there. You can they're fillable. You can fill them with gas, or they got air nozzles on the bottom of them. They're actually kind of big though. They're meant for gas. That's what they're meant to fill them with. But we're gonna see what we can do with this thing and get it rocking. I don't know how many of you guys would mess with them as kids if you rode Odyssey, but they're pretty badass. They'll go about 70 miles an hour stock, and it was the first. Really, it was in my opinion, it was the first like side-by-side buggy type deal. And then Honda went to the Odyssey, or not the Odyssey, I'm sorry, the Honda Pilot. And after that, they quit making them, and now you guys are riding side-by-sides. But anyway, what's going on in the world today? So, I also picked up a little cart. That was part of the deal, too. What's going on in the world today? We have a bunch of people acting like fools because of a black man that was killed. Not a lot of people are going to say this. I'm going to say this. I find things odd about the murder. Number one, that him and the police officer worked together for 6 years. Number two, he was an actor. Think about that. Number three, when the paramedics showed up, they showed up wearing badges, wearing guns, and if you watch it closely, the one paramedic didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to pick the guy up. And how many times have you, I don't know if you guys know medics, but when medics arrive on scene, if somebody's non-responsive, no pulse, they start working on them on the spot. They don't waste the time to get them in the van, because that 30 seconds to that minute might mean their life. I don't want to say it didn't happen. I find it hard to believe the way they're portraying it is what actually happened. So now to the rioting and shit. You know what? It's all a distraction. The rioting is a distraction from the problem. The problem is the police. You know, when they burned down that police precinct in Minneapolis, it's legitimate, in my opinion. You all are going against an unconstitutional force, but they don't see it that way. They're just mad at the police in general. And I think that they're fools for burning down businesses and stuff. But bet your ass, well, who's going to be in there rebuilding those towns and those communities when they're crying because they don't have department stores, shoe stores, they don't have Kroger's in their neighborhoods? Who's going to be crying about that? They are. And what are we going to do? We're going to feel sorry for them, and we're going to build more stores and shit for them like we do every time. And if you look on Facebook, I'm not a Facebook guy. I don't get on Facebook really. I have a Facebook account. I don't really use it though. But I just got on there the past couple of days to check it out, see what people are talking about. And of course, every white person on there is showing their white guilt by posting something about racism and how Caucasians have privilege and shit. If Caucasians have privilege, you need to call whatever motherfucker's handing that shit out and tell him he fucking missed me. Because I don't have no privilege. And the racism thing is just a crutch. That's all it is. If you take 100 white people and 100 black people, stand them side by side, and can pick their brains, can really get in their brains, the black people are going to be far more racist than the white people. And that's a fact. I've lived with thousands of black men. There's a lot of good black dudes. There is. There's also a lot of black dudes that hate white people. And you want to see all you people that are suffering from white guilt, take your ass down here to one of these neighborhoods where they're rioting and shit, and walk in there and tell them that you're on their side. Go down there to protest with them and watch what happens. They're going to beat the piss out of you just because you're white. That's a fact. It's the way it is. Like, I'm not racist. I treat everybody as they deserve to be treated. If you're an asshole, guess what? I'm going to treat you like you're an asshole. If you're cool, I'm going to treat you like you're cool. I got white friends, I got black friends, I got Mexican friends, I got every friend in the world. But you know what? There's also, I hate all those same people though, of that race. It's not the race, it's the person. And that's what people need to start figuring out. If somebody gets treated like shit, for me, it's because they deserve to be treated like shit. It's not the police aren't racist in general. The police hate anybody that's not a damn cop. You You know how many times I've been beat up by the cops? I got plenty of cop stories to get my ass whooped by them. Having guns pulled on me. Getting hit with the butt stock of an AR in the back of the head. Because they thought I was somebody. I fit the description. I was in a car that fit the description and spent 45 minutes with 275 shut down on a Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then when I finally get out of the car, 45 minutes later, because I'm smart enough to play Marco Polo, or not Marco Polo, but Simon Says, I literally made him play Simon Says to get me out of the car. And I told him I wasn't getting shot. When I got out of the car and I refused to get on the ground like a dog, they put me on the ground with the butt stock of an AR-15. Why wasn't that shit on the news? The news was there. The news was there that day and watched that happen. They watched me get hit in the head with the butt stock of a rifle and get knocked out, knocked clean out. Never made the news. Why is that? You know why? Because it doesn't make more news. Because white people aren't going to gang up in the thousands and go rioting and looting and shit. But if they show some black guy getting killed or getting beat up by the police, they post it on the news. And why do they do that? They do it because it causes more news. Look, the media's had an agenda to push for the last 3 weeks. They've been pushing that story, or 2 weeks, I'm sorry. And because they initially put that story out. It's all a mind fuck is what it is. It's a way to get you thinking in a certain way. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to think that way. I'm not that guy. Anybody that don't like it can kiss my ass. I lost some subs on one of my last videos of my mom because somebody wanted to cry that my mom spent $70 a month on animals for her to watch as entertainment instead of feeding people that are in orphanages in other countries. My reply to that was, well, that's those countries' responsibility. There's a lot of people that are responsible for those orphans before it gets to me. Once it gets to me, I'll stand up and I'll take responsibility for it. But until then, there's a lot of people in front of me that need to jump up and take responsibility for that. And if they have a problem with mothers and fathers orphaning their children or throwing them in dumpsters in that country, it sounds to me like they need to start making, if somebody dumps their kid in the dumpster and they find out who did it, they need to go chop that son of a bitch's arms off and make an example out of him. And I bet when enough people are walking around without their hands, I bet they'll quit dumping their kids in dumpsters. Or better yet, let's start chopping their privates off. How about that? You dump your kid in a dumpster and we're going to cut your wang off. I bet that shit stops real quick. Sorry, got off track there. But back to all this bullshit. Arm yourself, y'all. And if you live in a city, I watched a James Yeager video last night, and he said if you live in the city, you should be leaving. I don't agree with that. I will not leave my home. My home is my home. I will protect my home at all costs. Anybody that wants to come to my home and cause problems, you're going to get what you come for. Whether we wear a uniform, the state sent you, I don't care. Or you're just a private individual trying to take my shit. You want problems? You can have a problem. I don't want no problems. I'm a peaceful man. I live my life in peace. I don't want to see nobody hurt. But you fuck with me, I guarantee you fuck with the wrong person.